What? Can you repeat the question?
The problem that
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Netherlands embassy care about the most
Okay.
about climate change in
Yes. Yes, climate change is very severe in the Mekong Delta. It has different dimensions. One is the sea level rise, which is like 3 millimeters every year, and it might impact the coastal zone, but also the salinity intrusion. But the other problem with climate change is the change of the rainfall, and we have experienced extremely dry years, and these are for the farmers, of course, very important. And these we consider the most important to address through the adaptation strategies to climate change. And one way to adapt to climate change is to transform the agricultural system into a system that can cope with the drought and with the saline circumstances. And we are working very hard on this. Another solution is to store the rainwater and the fresh water during the wet season when there is enough water to make it available during the dry season. So there are different solutions to climate change, but the society has to adapt to the new circumstances.
theo ông đâu là cái giải pháp tốt nhất để giải quyết những vấn đề mà ông đang quan tâm? So for you, what's the most important solution that can solve this problem?
Yeah.
Rồi vậy thì ok.
I touched it. Yeah. Yeah. Rolling. Yeah. So one of the main solutions that we are now testing is to infiltrate water in the sand dunes. There are different areas where there's a lot of sand at the surface of the provinces in Benche and Chavin, and there we infiltrate the water during the wet season, so that there is a bell of water created in the sand, and that can be pumped out in the dry season, and therefore the farmers can extend their growing season. And this is a very sustainable system because you can only take out what you put in. So we never overexploit that water. Thank you.
Trưởng ơi, trưởng ơi, trưởng.
So just tell me when I start now. Okay. So, like this specific trial is like we are trying like different additives to make the shrimp healthier. So this when we like the result of this feed basically will help the farmers to reduce antibiotics. So it's like it's not exactly like answering climate change because it's just one issue with antibiotics, but using those feed with like natural components to help the shrimp to be healthier will help the farmers to reduce antibiotics. After outdoors, you can see more trials where we are trying to try new way of feeding and like this can help the climate change. But I don't like to say helping climate change. It's so for instance also like we just finished one trial where we are using enzymes. And like the enzyme is like extracting everything from the ingredients to avoid using extra ingredients like phosphorus, for instance. Phosphorus is like we are doing mining of phosphorus in different places in the world, but when you are using enzyme like phytase and you know exactly how the phytase react with your fish, this will help you to have the lowest impact with your feed. So one thing we are also trying with this facility and especially with those small tanks is like to know more like each ingredients coming from local. So cassava, rice bran, broken rice, those type of ingredients are very important in Vietnam. You have a big quantity, and if we know how to use them better, then it means like you need to import less, and less imports means like your feed will be more sustainable. So on those small tanks, we are collecting like all the feces of the fish and shrimp, and it's like when we analyze like afterwards what the fish and shrimp has digested, then we can know what the fish is using, for which nutrients the fish are using from each ingredient. So it's big things. I believe like when we are using more local ingredients, this can make a good impact on the climate. So
Can I have your full name and title?
yeah, I will give you the card.
Can you repeat it?
My full name it's Simon Sanguin, and I'm global DHUS aqua global R&D lead for DHUS.
Thank you. Can I have one more?